We are living in a time very unique in this world where there are more people practicing yoga than probably many people ever thought possible. But I'd like to challenge that because I believe rather than there being millions and millions of people practicing yoga, I believe that millions and millions of people are practicing postures. So what's the difference between postures and yoga? A lot. Yoga is a practice of deep integration of your body, your mind, your spirit, your emotional being, your mental state. There's so many aspects of you that get integrated or into union, which is the definition of yoga. And I think this has gone forgotten or misled for decades now with the popularization of yoga. So could this be a problem? Yes and no. I firmly believe that it's wonderful that more and more people have been practicing these movement practices of yoga, which inevitably lead to deeper integration. However, I think there's a lot of focus on just the asana, the postures, moving into positions and forms, yoga being seen as a workout, yoga being seen as the popular trendy thing to do, adding on flashy titles and flashy names and having yoga challenges and Instagram challenges. This I'm going to call BS on because it's not yoga. It's actually taking us, in my opinion, further away from the yoga. It's taking us into a space where we're using it for commercialization. So here's my solution. If you yourself find yourself kind of irritated by this, if you find that there is a need for people to go deeper into yoga, if you feel that there's a need for people to be practicing more than poses or forms, and really most importantly, if you feel like it's kind of scary that people are just forcing their bodies into shapes and forms and using gadgets to overstretch themselves and being sold lies and gimmicks that, you too one day will achieve this exact full expression of a pose if you just follow my method. These are lies, people. There's a deep, honest reason why people aren't able to do certain poses, why after 15 years of practice, you still can't do front splits, why you can't do a lotus pose, or you're challenged and get headaches when you practice headstand. These have gone forgotten, and it's been very misled. People have been very misled to believe that this is something that anyone can achieve. And that's simply not true. And there are very good reasons why. So if you have been intrigued or curious by these things, or you've struggled or been challenged with these, and you're looking for a deeper connection to your own practice, or maybe a deeper solution to offer to your students or yourself who are struggling or who have fallen victim maybe to injury or harm, and hopefully maybe been hurt at the hands of a teacher, then I want you to really stop and think for a moment what matters to you about yoga. And if you're intrigued by any of this, then I'm not saying follow my method. I'm saying come spend 10 days with me and learn from me. Why me? Well, I have 23 years of teaching yoga. I've been practicing it since I was 14 years old. I have injured myself practicing yoga. I have used it as a physical workout, and I've used it as a spiritual discipline. I have over 13,000 hours of practice in teaching. I have over 3,000 hours of education and training. So I have a lot to bring to the table. And the most important thing that I have to offer you is to make you a better teacher and to make you a smarter practitioner of yoga. How I will do that is by teaching you how to look at bodies, including your own, and understand why isn't this pose working for me? Because that's the real problem. It's not where am I lacking or what am I not doing good enough. It's why is this pose not working for me? And then figuring out with skilled training and understanding how to pick the right form for that body to have the same physical benefit so that ultimately we can integrate and go inward and move beyond the physical practice to have the energy move through the body in the way it's supposed to help us offer a deep awareness to the emotional, spiritual, psychological connection to that physical area of our body where the restriction has been held maybe for so long. Yoga is much more than about poses. It's much more than injuries. It's much more than hands-on assists. And it's definitely much more than an Instagram challenge. So if you would like to become very skilled and adept at understanding the human form, at understanding it beyond a physical level, but to a subtle and energetic level, to an emotional level, and understand how to integrate these practices deeply for yourself and your students so that we can all evolve on the path of life together, then consider taking my training. 100 hours, 10 days, Yin Yoga teacher training, blowing out of the water any and all myths of yoga that you've been informed of or you've been trained to believe, and showing you how to be empowered and to really know deeply into your core being what the truth is for you, for your students, and for the practice itself. So if you're interested in this, please go to my website, www.yourhealthboss.com, click on Yoga Teacher Training, and you can see the upcoming dates that I have in New Brunswick and Newfoundland. These are the last opportunity to take these trainings with me. So if you're looking for a sign, this is it. This is your one-shot deal. I don't say that to create false urgency. These are the only courses that I have, a level 1, level 2, and an upper body training. Those 3 options are available, and that's it. Nothing is being added to the plate. So if you are intrigued, get on board right now. Get your applications in. We start in March. There's 3 spaces remaining for the March program at this point in February. So be in touch. I'd love to answer your questions. I'd love to hear from you, and I would certainly love to help you on your path.